David Ligori here with Ligori Drag Racing, and I'm going to go over a data log with you guys here. It's a data log that happened yesterday. Very first pass on the bike. It's a Gen 2 Hayabusa, and the bike didn't shift into fifth gear, and the rider wasn't really sure why, so he sent me the data log, see if I could look it over, see what was going on. He did mention that he was losing air during the pass. It wasn't losing air while it was sitting, it was only losing a bunch of air while it was going down the track. So looked over the data, and luckily he has a shift pressure sensor. If you don't have a shift pressure sensor, or you want to put a fuel tech on your bike, I highly recommend a shift pressure sensor. It's fine if you still want to use a little dial gauge to maybe fill it up or something, but to have a shift pressure sensor, it not only displays on your dashboard, so you don't need that dial gauge. You can just turn the power on, see where the pressure's at, shut the power back off. Or if you're running CO2 or something, it just stays in there all the time. But if you're running a shift pressure sensor, it shows up on the dash and it data logs. That is the reason why I suggested data logging. I'm going to go over this with you real quick. Won't take too long. Hope you like and subscribe to the channel. Going to try to do a bunch more of these, and so we'll get to it. So looking at the screen here, you can see he's on the two-step, in first gear, second, third, fourth, no fifth. Doesn't want to shift fifth. It kills. It does everything that it's supposed to, except actually physically shift the bike. You can see that it counts the gears up. First, second, third, fourth. No fifth. So let's look at ignition cut, gear change output. We can see that it cut, just like all the other gears. We can check gear position sensor voltage. You can see everything's good, but it didn't even try to shift fifth gear. And the next thing that we can look at is air shift pressure. So as you can see over here, it's rock solid 109, 109 right there, all the way up until the first shift, first to second. So first to second, it drops down, and it gradually just keeps dropping. It closes there and holds at about 90 for a little bit, but it just continues to drop. There's the other shift. It actually drops before the shift drastically. Drops again before the shift very drastically. And again, it just almost staying wide open. So we know that the shift solenoid is the problem, because the shift solenoid is sticking open. It is letting air across the solenoid and into the air ram, and ultimately losing pressure while going down the track. And as you can see here, at the end of the, where it didn't shift, it's 6 pounds of air. It definitely ain't going to shift that gear, and I'm actually surprised that it shifted this gear. Fourth gear at 34 pounds. That's pretty impressive. But it could have also been loaded already also, because the shift solenoid was leaking by. So this happens if the bike sits for a while and the seals dry up or something inside the solenoid. So it's good to replace those solenoids every so often, so you don't have an issue like this. And I know some guys, and what I told this customer actually is to spray a little bit of WD-40, take the lines off, spray some WD-40 in there. Maybe it will seal the seals back up, and you can finish the day racing. As you can see, it's pretty damn good pass though for the very first pass. Went a 565 at 123 in the 8th, and wasn't able to run it out the back because it didn't shift again, but it's a pretty damn good pass, and it was set up very rich to begin with. So I hope some of this data and kind of looking at things and diagnosing things will help you guys in the future, and hopefully it helps you diagnose your own issues if you have these same problems.